Guess what? I just shot a bear.
This week on Lost, Michael wastes no time coming up with his catchphrase for the show. Locke and another man fight about whether Gary Troop should stand in front of an active turbine.
Stay there!
And Jack cries because he doesn't have what it takes to high-five an upside-down corpse. Welcome to The Job, where I am revisiting every episode of Lost to talk about the good, the bad, and the mystery. First, let's recap today's episodes. In part 1 of the pilot, a trans-Pacific flight carrying 324 passengers experiences crazy turbulence, splits into 3 parts, and crashes on an island, leaving, for now, 48 survivors. We follow Jack Hero archetype, Shepard, a survivor of the middle section of the plane, as he works with and or saves a variety of useful people, weirdos, some people you wish had died, nice guys, people with bad pasts, people with bad presents, and a doggo. Oh, and there's an unseen monster that likes to wriggle and jiggle trees. Day 2, Jack and his sewing buddy and shoe thief Kate, and Charlie, a needy rock star has-been, go on a hike to find the plane's cockpit, in the hopes of finding a walkie-talkie that might assist in their rescue. The trio find the cockpit, discover that their plane was off course by hundreds of miles, and learn that rescue is very unlikely. And then, they find out that the unseen monster likes to wriggle and jiggle not just trees, but people too. The next day, in part 2, the most resourceful and useful survivor, Saeed, MacGyvers the walkie-talkie into boosting its reach. Then, he treks through the jungle with Kate, Sawyer, Shannon Boone, and that other guy. In the jungle, we learn that Kate's a criminal, the has-been is an addict, and that Sawyer's hyperopia hasn't set in yet because his aim is good enough that it kills the attacking polar bear. After some bickering, the group turns on the radio and they hear a French woman's transmission talking about black rocks and her teammates being killed, warning people to stay away from the island. With Saeed mathing the math, we discover that the message has been playing on a loop for 16 years. The question then that is on all of our lips is...
Guys, where are we?
And that's the first 2 hours of Lost. Amazing. Gobsmackingly great. Now, what am I doing here? Basically, I am here to chat Lost.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
So when Lost first came out, it was very much a communal experience. Everybody's online all the time. You watch an episode, you're online straight away. Message boards for the whole week, dissecting episodes, dissecting scenes, dissecting just a screenshot, sharing ideas. There was a lot of put downs as well, but there was so much positivity that you just don't get anymore. In the last 15-ish or more years, Lost isn't so communal anymore. There's not many places that you can have even close to a similar experience to when Lost was airing. And the reason I'm making this video series is that, I don't want to do it alone.
Nobody does it alone, Jack.
Getting back to pilot part 1 and part 2, let's go and see what people on the internet were saying about the episode when it came out. Just the fandom, just throbbing. Ooh. All right. Michelle says, this show looks interesting. I'm going to give it a try. I have to work Wednesday night, but I'm going to tape. That shows you how old the show is. Never mind how old I am. Amazing. Simply amazing. See? You don't need a wordy review of this episode. Just amazing. Hehe, I loved it. I actually got scared at one point. I agree with you all. Jack and Kate have really good chemistry. No doubt they are going to hook up and do it. Do what? And how freaked out am I by the monster? Majorly. It's like the first time I saw Jurassic Park. Thud, thud, thud. And some other weird noises. Just a few more comments down. Just because JJ and Damon and Brian and the producers keep saying this over and over again, so will I. The creature in the woods is not a dinosaur. Glad to know everyone seems to have enjoyed the episode. Oh, what the hell is it then? Ah! I can't wait. Oh man, see this energy that you got on those boards back in the day. Great show. I would watch it again, but they're putting it up against Smallville for some reason. Yeah, I'm choosing Lost over Smallville, sorry. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a hit, but I fear most people won't discover this until the first and perhaps only season hits DVDs. What an amazing show! Anyway, I just hope this goes somewhere. All of us do, man. Unless they completely squander it. I don't want it to get canned without a resolution. But I don't want to see ABC or Abrams string it out, adding more questions than answers for ages like the X-Files. Well, Dan, you are going to get what you want, but people on the internet are still going to say that the writers are just stringing it out. This show has too many raving reviews, so I think that probably means it's lame, and as so, I won't be watching. Here's hoping for cancelled. Yeah, it was really good, although I'm curious if they can keep this up throughout potentially multiple seasons. I mean, there's only so much you can do on an island. I mean, you're not wrong, Lucius Leftfoot. That was one of the potential problems from as far back as the show's inception is, how do you make this into a successful television show? And God bless Damon Lindelof and all of the very intelligent writers that he surrounds himself by. Anyone else watching this show, it seemed like what you would expect. People lost Castaway style, but now it sounds like there is a King Kong monster running in the forest. Plane crashes kick ass. You had me in the first half. Might lose that second part of the comment. I am still waiting on the shot that they used extensively in the promo of Watery Kate in her underwear. View image here. Backstop. You are a naughty man. Alright, and we'll leave it there for this episode. In this section, each week I'm going to speculate about some of the mysteries on the island and tackle that very tiring jab. They were making it all up as they went along. Anyway, so regarding mysteries, what a doozy we have in this pilot episode, because I like to think that this episode contains our first hints towards the idea that the island is always moving.
Hey guys, is this normal? Kind of day turning into night, you know, end of the world type weather? Is this, guys?
If we look at story meeting notes from the show's early days on this particular one from 24th of February 2004, we can see bizarre weather conditions listed directly beneath wormhole/porthole, and also island doesn't exist on maps. So if you throw in also the fact that this radio transmission has been on for 16 years without ever being found. Sorry, future Stephen coming in just to clarify something. So what I'm talking about with the evidence that the island is moving in this episode is the weather changes. So basically, imagine that the island has a bubble around it, and when it moves to another place, obviously there is another weather, and so that sudden weather starting is a way of the island, the inside island time catching up to the time that is all around the bubble. So just wanted to clear that up. If I'm right, then it's pretty neat to have one of the biggest pieces of island lore gently introduced alongside something that's less subtle, like the monster or the polar bear. Every week, I'm going to take the side of the character that I believed in the most in that episode. This week, I'll be taking the side of Jack. So far, he is the most level-headed person on that island. And now, let's get serious and take a moment for those who we have lost. in Lost. Greg Grunny Grunberg, you will be missed. Gary Troop, ye who knew the Valenzetti equation. Gone too soon. Alright, and now we're going to take a look at the biggest lie of the episode. I think that there is at least one lie from a character or the show in every episode, and let's see what this week's is.
It's exactly what I was doing. I'm a lifeguard, I'm licensed.
Yeah, well, you need to seriously think about giving that license back.
Maybe we should do one of those whole things. You know, stick the pen on the throat.
Yeah, good idea. You go get me a pen.
Does anyone have any pen? Do you have a pen? I don't know which one worked best. They're all good.
So it's very clear that Boone thinks it's important that Jack has a pen so he can do the throat thingy to Rose. And Jack sends Boone away to find a pen. And later in the episode, Boone does in fact come back with many a pen. But if we are to believe the season 6 premiere episode, Jack had a pen all along because Kate stole it from him. Liar! Jack! Alright, and the final section of each episode of this series will feature the introduction of a new mystery that was brought up in the episode, if there was one, and the ticking off of mysteries that have been sufficiently answered in that week's episode. So this week's inductees we have... What is the monster? Is the French woman still alive? What is the black rock? Where did the polar bear come from? Where is the island? What caused the plane to crash? How did so many people survive the crash with just superficial injuries? Now, if you are a hardcore Lost fan like myself, you will know that most of these answers are actually going to be, some of them will be in season 1, and some of them are not actually going to be answered concretely until season 6. But we'll update this list every episode to see how much Lost actually does tick off on the mystery side of things. And well, that was the pilot. Pilot part 1 and part 2. Thank you for joining. I hope to see you next week for Tabula Rasa, our first Kate episode. Let me know what your rating is, if you agree with some of what those people in the message boards were saying, and if you think I'm a total idiot. I don't know. Maybe leave a review in the comments. Something nice or something bad. Actually, only say nice things. What would Hurley do? Anyway, check out this poll and leave your answer in the comments. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Island. Everyone has a secret.
She's dangerous.
And some will stop at nothing to keep it.
Rescue ain't coming.
No one's going to tell them anything.
So we lie.
See why Lost is being called the best new drama on TV.
Can't you put him out of his misery?
I am not a murderer.
You let her in there alone?
The #1 best new show.
She's got that gun.
What did you do?
An all-new Lost. Wednesday, 8/7 Central. Only on ABC.